All right, so here it is. I've been wanting to post a review on this truck basically since the day I bought it, but I figured that I should take some time to actually put in the paces and get to know it for it to be a meaningful review. That way I can share with you guys some of the issues that it's had and some of the areas where it's performed really well. So this is a 2021 Tacoma TRD off-road, about 78,000 miles, and it's going into its 5th year since I got it. Picked it up brand new during COVID when there was a shortage on the supply line. This one ended up rolling off the truck while I was at the second dealership looking for a truck for sale. First one had no trucks for sale. Second one, this one showed up while I was there, still covered in plastic. So I picked it up on the spot. I love the truck, I will say, overall. And there are a couple of issues I've had, one of which is extremely scary, but we will get into that. Tonight, I'm just doing another round of, I used the Carb Pro C Quartz ceramic stuff just to keep it looking nice. So I got some for Christmas, so I'm just doing another coating of that. And then I got to do the tire spray still, but other than that, she's pretty cleaned up. So let me show you around the truck a little bit. I do have some stuff inside because I was moving a bunch of stuff earlier. So the inside's a little bit full of stuff, but I can still show you the truck. Outside's beautiful, and show you a little bit about the dash and stuff. Okay, so here we go. This is currently sitting on +1 tires. It came stock 265 70 R16s. These are 265 75 R16s. Just looks a little bit more aggressive, gives a little bit more clearance, more common truck tire. And basically, they're very affordable and they work extremely well. They fit the truck perfectly. Now, it does have the upgraded from the dealership TRD lift kit, which is the Bilstein suspensions, and it's lifted front and rear from the dealer with the Toyota TRD lift kit, which also gives you the red coil springs and the red boots in the back, which is pretty cool. Cali raised LED light bar, roof rack. I've got the windshield wipers up still from washing it. WeatherTech guard up front. Helps a little bit with the stone chips and just aerodynamics. Just like the way it looks too. TRD Pro grill straight from the dealership. And one thing I like about the TRDs is the black fender flare liners. And then trying to think who makes the bed rack. I think it's Rough Country. Yeah, Rough Country bed rack. Thing is solid. I can mount basically anything back there. It's got the normal exhaust. So the TRD Pros have the catbacks. This one's got the normal TRD off-road exhaust. Tow hitch with the weight distribution hitch. Backup camera. Full bed liner, super nice. Got multiple tie downs, which are adjustable. So one of my favorite things, you can screw these and then you can pull it out and you can literally adjust where it's at on here. I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, let's see here. I've got a gas can that straps to here for extra fuel for when you're going camping. Let's pull open the interior here. All right. So I got my jacket here. Let me move that over. Let's get fired up. Show you some stuff here. So one thing I do love about this truck is the tech and the interior. Interior is gorgeous. So the screen here gives you everything you need to know. Plugs into your phone, gives you maps, audio, everything. I'll actually turn it on here. Right here, you've got an LCD display as well as the old analog gauges. So you got everything from your mileage, your speedometer. In here, you got tire pressure. Here's a cool one: is your inclinometer for when you're off-roading. I don't have it started, that's why I'm getting the battery thing. It's got not only 4-wheel drive, but 4-low. And then added bonus is this up here, which is your crawl control. So it will drive itself and automatically regulate the brakes on each of the 4 wheels as needed in order to either get itself unstuck from rough terrain or navigate slopes. Multi-terrain select, you just tune it for different terrain that you're in there. Locking rear differential, basically more off-road tech than you could ever need. Beautiful interior. Let me show you under the hood. Oh, this one's got the stock sound system too, which I intend to upgrade. The one option that they had are the TRD JBL sound systems, which I love JBL. They always sound amazing. Oh, I got my windshield wipers up. Give me a sec. Let's see. Put these down first. There we go. All right, so 3.5 V6. Everything is completely stock on the truck. Coming over here, we've got one, and the first of the issues I ran into, the less serious one. After a couple years, the Toyota battery that was in it ruptured. And this is the only truck in Arizona I've ever seen where I'm actually getting rust around the battery box. Other than that, the powertrain's solid. It goes like a freight train. Shifts smoothly, lots of torque. Super fun truck. The other thing I ran into, which was a little bit more of a headache and a little bit more frightening, was the brake booster on this is electronic instead of a vacuum brake booster. And it has to do with because of the crawl control system. Downside of that is that the brake booster failed after about 60,000 miles, 55, 60, somewhere in there. Basically no brakes. Brake pedal went to the floor. Truck slowly came rolling to a stop. Had to use the emergency e-brake to get it to actually brake. Took it to the dealership. They covered it under warranty. What was a little concerning is they said they've had it before, so they knew what it was. What was a little more reassuring is they said they've never had to do one twice. So I'm thinking bad batch of parts. The only other one I've read about online was also a 2021 that came also out of Baja, Mexico, I think. So same time, same trim level. So I'm thinking maybe a bad batch of parts off the assembly line, which happens. That's part of manufacturing. But they were able to fix it, swap it out. If it wasn't under warranty, the part would have been like $1,300, which isn't ideal. However, the fact that they haven't had to replace that part twice gives me an idea that that's not a part that I'm gonna have to worry about in the future. So that's really the only headache I had with it. It gets about 20 miles to the gallon if you drive it right, which is pretty decent for a V6. Definitely gets better mileage than my G35. It runs on regular gas, unlike the G35. Makes about the same power as the G35, and it's got more capability than I could ever want. Hauls like something like 1,400 pounds or something, which is crazy. All right, well, that's a wrap on this. I'm gonna get the tires done and buff out the two little nicks I just put in the hood by lifting it with the windshield wipers up, and I'll post a review for everybody to see.